It only took me an hour to build a lead magnet that's going to bring me clients overnight and lives on the internet 24/7. Now, this isn't some tutorial about Claude Code. This is how I use AI to build real business assets to scale my business without hiring somebody new or spending tons of money on ads, right? This is a live interactive lead magnet. It impresses those potential leads before they've even been onboarded into our business. If you're running a service business of any kind and you're tired of trading time for money, just watch me build this from scratch, because if I can do this in an hour, I'm sure you can build whatever lead magnet your business needs too. So let's go. All right, so here I am on the desktop. We're going to make a new directory and we're just going to call it time theft. Okay, and I'm going to switch into that and then open VS Code for a better visual experience for everybody. All right, so now that we got Claude Code open, I have nothing in this project. It's a brand new project. So this is how we're going to start. So I have a little thing that I, made MVP version. I'll paste that over after I explain it. So I want to make a time theft audit for realtors, real estate brokers. Basically, it's a multi-step form, a series of questions. It's going to be a lead magnet, but it's a multi-step form that helps them figure out the areas of their business that they could automate using AI, code, and automations in general, figuring out where their biggest time sinks are, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, overall, and then outputting, a overall picture of where they can save the most time and get the most time back through automation and code. So I'm thinking, a few different sections covering different aspects of their business, from lead management to client communication to administrative tasks and to content marketing, maybe even sales, just, different sections so they can really understand and figure out what they need. Definitely end up with like a ranked list, not just a random list, but like a ranked list of the biggest time sinks or time thieves. And then, so I want you to start by researching and, just getting a comprehensive understanding, research the latest stuff that we need as far as dependencies, libraries, all that good stuff. Make sure we're up to date for, January 15th, 2026. Avoid custom coding components. Make sure you use reusable components. Shadcn, I'll type that. Lucid, Framer, Motion. We'll just put a period. Feel free to use subagents and tools in parallel. And we're going to put it into plan mode. From there, we'll do something like the plan should use grep MCP to take working code. No reason to reinvent the wheel when we don't have to, as we love to do on this channel. So, yep, I put plan mode on with a couple taps of Shift Tab twice, and then I'm going to send that off. I'll be back once Claude Code has, output everything its plan so that we can approve it. There's no point in me sitting here waiting for it, so I'll be right back. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to just do a little explanation into my thought process when I came up with that prompt, because I know it seems like a lot of gibberish or just like a mess, which it kind of is, but there were a few elements in there. So the biggest thing, making sure we're up to date with all the latest dependencies, libraries, and stuff is huge, because you can actually see that Claude will go out and it will make sure it installs the latest version of Next.js, whatever, like all the different libraries that you need, any dependencies that you need. It'll make sure they're up to date instead of based on the training data. Okay, so that's one small thing, is just adding in those small things like being up to date for, and then saying today's date. From there, another thing that I also added in there, just saying, you know, you can use subagents and tools in parallel so that it'll use them throughout different steps of the process. But really, yeah, while it was mostly gibberish, those small things like the subagents and tools in parallel, grep MCP to take working code, starting with research to get the latest of everything. That's how you're going to lay a good foundation for your project without having to do crazy context engineering, crazy, spec-driven development that people talk about. You don't have to go in and write a big markdown file. Like, I'm showing you how I build more complex things as well, right? This is the same way I go about building AI agents for voice, text, for personal use, embedded AI agents, automations, everything. There's no reason to spend an hour or two coming up with a comprehensive markdown file. I promise you this will work, all right? As I just mentioned, you'll see here, you know, Shadcn latest version 2026 installation. So it's not going to have outdated or older Shadcn components. It'll know all the newest ones because there are new ones that come out. You know, it's pulling from all these repositories. Like, it's pulling from the Supabase, the 20, which is a CRM, like a popular CRM. So it's pulling all of these working things, right? It explored, it said, oh, we don't have anything yet, so we're going to set up Next.js, which was, I don't know, it was in here somewhere. Forget where the message went. But you can see it's, you know, making sure it has the best practices for January 2026 and everything. And that's why it's important to add those things, because the training data, when did Opus come out? A few months ago. So I think we're almost 3 months, like, without saying that, we would be 3, maybe more months outdated, and it wouldn't even, you know, it wouldn't affect things that much. But it's just the idea that as technology is evolving, well, one, there were actually a lot of vulnerabilities exposed in the last few months. So it really is an important time to be making sure that your agent knows what the date is, like when you're building a new project and starting things out. You know, there's small things that you can fix later on if you don't do it. But at the same time, if we're trying to one-shot this, you know, or basically use as few prompts as possible, then it is kind of important to include that. So I thought it was actually going to be I thought this was going to be finished by now, but we'll give it a second. It's only been 5 minutes. All right, so Claude's just pretty much finished writing the plan, but it has a few clarifying questions. So how are we going to do this? Let's see. We'll start with just storing them locally, because really they don't need to see, like, I don't think they need it saved. How comprehensive should each section be? Yeah, we'll start with quick. And what's the primary call to action after results? Okay, so I decided we're going to do a download report option, and then there'll be a contact form to collect the name, number, email, and then after they submit that, then the cal.com integration after contact info submission for anyone who wants to book a call right then. So we'll do that. We're going to submit that off. So you can see here, it's already determined our tech stack, how it's going to go about everything, because I gave it enough info of what I need. And then I told it a few of the components. So if it's using Shadcn and Lucid, it knows it only has a few options for code to go off of, right? It's not going to write everything using like HTML or CSS, because Shadcn is not for that. So that gave it enough of a inkling to know, you know, what kind of tech stack to start to form around. But anyways, we just got our prompt back. So let's see, we got our plan back. It's got it. So we're just going to say yes, bypass all permissions. I'm going to let it build it out. I'll be back, I guess, once it's done building it out. If I have something to say in between, I'll stop in. All right, so here I am. It's telling me we got to go try it on port 3000. So I'm going to just do it myself, because I prefer to manage the server instead of having Claude Code do it. So I'm going to switch into it and run. Okay, so unable to. All right, so we're going to copy this. And we're just going to paste it in. Send it off. It'll know what to do. This is probably just an issue left over from it trying to test it before, from Claude Code trying to test the web app before it, sends it out to me. Okay, apparently there was a lock file on them for some reason. So let's go to localhost 3000. Wow, I must be having... So occasionally Windows WSL causes an issue where you can't use localhost, so you have to use the IP. Okay, so first thing I noticed, this looks like I'm supposed to be able to kind of click these, but yeah, that's not right. So we'll have to fix that. Okay, so now we're going to come back to Claude Code. After reviewing the web app, we're going to clear Claude Code just to get a new context window. And we're going to tell it what we like and what we don't like. So what do I like and what don't I like? Well, let's see here. So on the intro thing, it kind of feels like I'm able to click these 4 things. We don't like that. Okay. So on the first page before I start the quiz, it feels like I'm able to click the 4 little tile cards that are sitting in the middle of the quiz, but I can't. And that just is a weird user experience. It's also a really weird user experience to have 2 questions on the same page. I'd rather just answer the question and then it take me to the next one instead of having like 2 questions on each page or whatever. I'd rather, just 1 question per page. What else? The actionable insights at the end are, well, not really actionable. There's not really much of anything I can do with it once the data is given to me. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool that I can see the biggest time sinks areas and things like that. But I feel like the way the data is displayed is not really giving a big enough emotional impact to me and making me want to do something about it. So we need to basically improve the overall user experience of this now. For one, I think the output So I don't want you to code quite yet. This is a brainstorming and discussion session. I want your opinion, your thoughts after doing a bunch of research on how we could really make this more effective. We have a great foundation, so make sure you understand the foundation completely as well, but we just need to increase the impact that this lead or that this tool brings. Use subagents and tools in parallel, right? So at this point, yeah, I can think about it more and more and more, but right now we got to get this out. We got to get version 1 out for the business, right? That's what we're thinking about. Right now is MVP. Let's get version 1 out and then we can improve upon it, okay? So that's what we're doing here, right? It's going to run the Explore agents, make sure everything, examine the style and the UX patterns, reveal the data and the questions, and analyze the result, just everything that we just talked about with it. It's going to output us, its opinion after thinking through everything, and we'll go from there, whether we agree with it, whether we disagree with it. Sometimes you just need, another mind to throw ideas back and forth with. Just use Claude Code. There's no reason in sending a message on Reddit or in a school community or on YouTube or whatever if you think there's a chance that it could just be handled with AI, right? Or if you haven't even tried it, you make sure you try it first with AI. Try as many ways as you can personally. Try it yourself and then go ask other people, because at this point, you're going to have a better time just actually having the discussion here with the AI, keeping the context where the project is so that you don't have to describe to somebody else everything about the project. The AI can look into and see everything in the project. So whoever you're asking the question to, what I'm trying to say is whoever you're asking the question to isn't going to have as much insight into what you're doing and what the end goal is as the AI that can see all the code and all the raw functionality of how the app functions, right? So that's one of the big things is a lot of times I'll see people asking questions, and the question they ask is literally the prompt that they should be sending to Claude Code to get started on the project, right? Should make a video on that. Anyways, I'll be back once this is done. Well, actually, it is pretty much done. Look at that. So we'll just wait here a second. But how's your day been, guys? Make sure you leave a comment in the description or in the comments. Do all the cool YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Apparently, it helps me out. So let's see. Top recommendations saying 1 question per page. Yeah, we definitely want that. Complete all of your top recommendations using subagents and tools in parallel. Use grep MCP to take working code. Avoid custom coding components and use reusable components. For A, we want option 3, by the way. D is one of your most important points, and so make sure that is nailed. Okay, so yeah, I could think more, but again, like I said, we got to get this project out. I almost made my own mistake. I could show you it, but I've been sitting here for 10 minutes reading over the plan, trying to decide what do I like, what do I not like. Like I said, guys, this is the MVP. You got to get the version 1 out. Are people even going to like this? I don't know, right? The only way I'm really ever going to know is if I test it with data. So it's better, in my opinion, to get the thing out and then iterate on it from there, right? Whatever you're doing, YouTube channel, making a lead magnet, making an offer, making a website, making a new project, get version 1 out, get some feedback, and then iterate on it. So we're at get version 1 out right now, which means we're just going to cruise through with Claude's recommendations. I almost made the mistake of wasting more time on something that isn't even past concept phase yet. So yeah, we're going to keep improving this. I'll be back. All right, so now we're back with after it just made some changes. You can see here it did all of the changes it just talked about. Let's go through and see. We'll explore 5 key areas. So that looks much better. Get started. So this is the lead management section. Still in the lead management section. That looks way better. Yep, this is getting much better. Okay, so I have a couple changes I want to make. The first thing is we need a landing page, right? We need this to be embedded on a landing page instead of being the whole page. And then 2, this results thing, it can be taken outside of the form. So we're going to do one at a time, but we're going to do them at the same time. So let me show you that real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear this. I want to basically make a landing page that this form is embedded on. Use short, punchy copy, high converting copy. Again, the goal is to help realtors, real estate brokers determine how many hours a week they could get back by automating or using code or using AI. So make sure the copy, is targeting high performing realtors with teams and things like that. We don't need to be targeting the realtors that are only selling 1 home per year. These are probably doing $20 million at least, maybe a little less, but just so you know who we're targeting. Remember, we're all about saving them time, because time is money and time is everything, right? They can use time to delegate, to get new business, to do whatever. So yeah, focus on that. But our landing page should follow best practices. We'll have a hero section and all the good sections, and the form should be right there at the top of the hero section before the page fold, so that they can use it right away on desktop and mobile without having to scroll. Avoid custom coding components. Use reusable components. Use subagents and tools in parallel. All right, that's fine. So we will send that off. And then we're actually going to hit the plus button here, do a new terminal, and start Claude Code again. And the thing is, on this now we're doing the results page. So basically, when users complete the quiz, I feel like all the little graphics and stuff, all the stuff that shows up giving them the results, should not be kept inside the form, because currently that looks funny. I almost feel like it should, take up the full web page once they've submitted everything. I'm not sure the best way to go about this, because we also want the download and the call to action to ideally be at the top. So it's probably going to be best to try to find some other examples that already exist and reuse their logic, the way they work. So I need you to start by, going out and finding the latest, best way to do this. Research, come up with a complete idea, and get back to me. Don't start coding quite yet. Come up with a comprehensive step-by-step plan. The plan should use grep MCP to take working code and subagents and tools in parallel. Okay, so we're going to send that off to start making a plan. This one's going for the landing page. And then let's see, what else don't we like? So it's saying you're wasting 6,000 hours per year. That's nearly 2 months of your life every year. Well, I probably chose the max on everything, so that was my fault. But what don't we like here? So the quick wins to get started are fine. I mean, that's not even a real, you got to be kidding me. This has got to be a joke. They know about all these quick wins, so we might just have to get rid of that section in general. Okay, and when you download it, it doesn't look like anything. Okay, so that's another thing we could have it work on. So we'll open a new one. See, now we can start flowing, right? All right, when I downloaded the PDF, it came out just super duper plain and very ugly. I'd love to add some pizzazz to it. Just improve it if you could. We're going to do a test. We're going to see what Claude Code can do without any prompting and what it comes up with, because again, I'm not trying to think right now. I'm just trying to fix the elements that I don't like. We got to wait for this plan agent to finish. This guy's still going. And then we'll see here. Okay, so it looks like we're getting a landing page now. What happens on mobile, though? Aha. Maybe it's just got to be better on mobile, but that could be. So it says it's done with the landing page. All right, what are we thinking about the landing page here, folks? Okay, so I mean, this looks pretty good overall. If I get started, the quiz just stays right here. Let's just go through again. Okay, so then once it outputs, we get some crap like this, and it just looks way worse. So, okay, what's that look like on mobile? I mean, on mobile, we're actually not too bad, but we want it to be more. Okay, so that's fine. On mobile, the multi-step form to figure out the time theft, it's a little bit too long, and it goes beneath the fold on even like the biggest smartphones. So we need to trim it up for mobile specifically, but without losing the important info. So let's see what's not important. Maybe we can get rid of the 3 checks, and the ready to reclaim your time would help. Maybe the clock logo. On mobile, I think we get rid of like the little clock icon at the top above the save your time. Oh, discover. Hidden time thieves. What else? The 3 checks. The 3 featured with next to the check marks, and then the little comment below that saying ready to reclaim your time. Let's get started. Can all be removed. We'll see if that's enough for now. Let's see if we got a plan here. So yeah, now we got a plan here. All right, so it understood what we were looking for. So we'll bypass permissions there. And apparently the download got better. We'll check that at the end here. So we'll close that one just so we're not getting lost. And mobile, the welcome step. Oh yeah, look at that. It was already. So look, now on iPhone 14 Pro Max, the get started is above the page fold when scrolling. And that's exactly what we wanted. I think that looks nice. Okay, so we're happy with how that looks on mobile. And then look at that. It's actually back on the web version. It comes back. So that's pretty cool as well. Okay, so we'll kill that terminal. That was for that. And then this is going to be our results page. Basically, at this point, we are now just going to have to maybe manually go through and fix some of the copy. But at this point, there is no reason for me to really do too much more in terms of changing the functionality of everything until we even see if this is something that it's useful, and try to get feedback from people by sharing it around, sending it out in Facebook groups, on LinkedIn, everywhere like that. So it looks like that agent's still working though. Yeah, that agent's still working. Okay, so now at this point, if you follow along on the channel, or you know that we like using Kenkai stuff here, you'll know we have minimal Claude we have the minimal Claude plugin for Claude, and that allows us to have these dynamic slash commands to set up the Claude.md, the code quality, all that stuff. So I'm going to start setting these up in the other terminal while this one finishes. And what this will do is, it's going to make a Claude.md for us because currently this project is missing one. There's no Claude.md file. And then every time we open up Claude, it can reference that. You only want to do that once you kind of have the base of your project done first. We used to spend hours making a file beforehand, right? But now it's dynamic. It's based on the project that you're working in or working on if it's a new one. And that's where these dynamic slash commands come into play. Ken Kai the GOAT for, the way he thinks and teaching us all this stuff. If you want to learn even more and have more stuff to go over, then there's a link in the description to join the school community. But now we're going to set up the other. So now it's code quality, commits, and updates. And so it looks right here like this is what we just generated. A free 2-minute interactive. So it tells it what it is, the project structure, the tech stack, everything that it needs to know. And if you wanted to add more rules in here, you could. But I like to keep it simple so that we don't. The reason we keep it simple is to not bloat the context of the prompt, right? Because every time you send a text or a message, then you're going to be running into more bloat with the Claude.md file gets added into whenever you're sending a message. So you just want to keep it bare bones. Like that was 50 something lines, right? All right. Commits created / setup. Which one am I on now? Setup updates. Okay. So let's see. This might have been done. Let's test the new experience. So now when I finish this, it should do a new page. And then we also got to see what it's like once it's downloaded, if that improved at all. Wow, it worked. So look at that. Now we get taken to a new page, much more beautiful. You can retake it. You can download the report. Let's see what that boy looks like now. Getting much, much closer. Let's just take a screenshot of this. Open up this, paste the screenshot here, be like this. Once I finished the quiz and was taken to the results page, I downloaded the PDF and some of the formatting on the PDF was off. See the image, but I need you to fix it. Copy path. Is that there? Just make sure there wasn't any other stuff off. Yep, there it is. Copy the path, paste that in there. You'll see some of the text misaligned, some characters are weird, some spacings are weird. Just those kinds of things. They need to be tweaked and made professional, Okay, so now that all those setup commands are done, we will actually have to close out of the terminal anyway for it to restart. So we'll kill that one too, and then we'll do a new one. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to go like this to GitHub real quick. We're going to create a new repository. We'll call it Time Thief, right? Create the repository, copy the link, and just tell Claude, yo, link this project to this repository for me. Commit fully with a conversational style README. Okay, and then over here, it's still finishing up the PDF stuff. But at this point, we are making final tweaks to decide what we need to finish improving. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this as far as a MVP for something that we need to, test still. I'm not sure if this is a good lead magnet, but I wanted to show you guys how to use Claude Code to make lead magnets, to, test offers and really get things out there. Now, at this point, there's several ways you can go about it. I'm going to host it onto Vercel, and then I'm just going to send the link around to people, put it in videos, put it in content, make content about it, whatever you need to do. This is just, one aspect, one part of a business is making offers and with that is, you're trying to give out some goodwill, some value for free. So the idea with this is they can see how many hours they're losing every week with automation. I probably got to tweak some of the numbers here, and that's something that, I don't think you need me to sit here and show you how to make sure all that stuff works, but I'll look into the results a little further. This video is more focused on actually getting everything out there. So now that we've committed to GitHub, okay, there it is right there. So now we're going to go to Vercel. And if you don't have it, I recommend getting the Vercel or Vercel CLI, which you can just Google and it'll help you with it. But basically what I'm going to say is deploy this to Vercel using the Vercel CLI, please. Nope. And see, I think it is Vercel because that would be Vercel. So anyways, I think it just depends where you're from. And then, so I have the Vercel CLI installed on my computer. If you don't, it's right here. Just copy this, open a new terminal window like this, paste it in here, hit enter. I already have it. So you can see it says Vercel CLI is installed. Let me deploy this project. So that is right here. Look at that. It's already starting. Boom, Claude Code's doing it for me. So, I act like this stuff, or people act like this stuff is so complex. I'm guilty of it sometimes too. But at the end of the day now, there's so many tools out there that Claude can use. Like there's CLIs for almost any application that we need. There's one for Stripe, and there's so many more. I just don't even want to name them all because basically everybody has their own CLI nowadays. But those are huge. So that's deployed. Okay, it updated the download. So let's just check that once more. We'll just get through this and then see where we need to be, right? But I think we are just about finished with our MVP lead magnet. And then if this were to start converting or people actually using it, then it would be worth, refining further, adding more features and things like that. We have our hourly rate calc here. So, at 50 an hour, boom, I'm costing myself a lot of money or whatever, right? So pretty cool overall. Let's see if we got deployed and if it worked. There it is. So now this is live on the internet at timetheft.vercel.app, and everybody can access it. So yeah, in this one video, I think it's only been about an hour of me recording. Let's see, when was the first one today? Was at 11:18 is when we started. It's 12:34 now. I got up and left my desk for a few minutes. So about an hour of work, and you can get yourself a new lead magnet, an interactive lead magnet, not a boring ass PDF. That's the bigger thing, right? You got an interactive lead magnet. I still have to add the Cal integration and stuff. But honestly, at this point, for the video, I think we're pretty good. Like, you should be able to understand, how to build with Claude Code at this point. You're seeing how casual I am with it, kind of splitting things down. Like, once I have a foundation, you split things down feature by feature. You're opening multiple terminals to go one at a time through each thing that you want to change. You saw that you can, if you're doing all front end work, yeah, you can make multiple changes at the same time. Same with if you're doing all back end work or something like that, but you don't really want to have it all over the place, right? If you hire a plumber, have them work on the plumbing, don't have them work on the electric and everything else. So that's the kind of, theory we follow here, and it works really well. So yeah, this is live on the internet. If I download the report, again, came from the one live on the internet, we can see all of our formatting and stuff has been fixed, and the foundation for this is there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. My name's Nolan. You know that because you're watching my channel. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Make sure you do all the YouTube stuff below. Like, comment, subscribe, leave all that, share with friends, whatever. This is big stuff that we're doing easily now. So if you want more advice on how to actually use Claude Code for business, subscribe, follow along. That's what we do here. We're using it practically. We're not just making cool, pretty demos. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.